Unscripted, baby!
What's your baby's name?
Awesome. So here in Beacon today with my boy Ali. Listen, I was coming back upstate, but I knew I had to hit this guy up, and I knew we needed to get our minds together and build, and that's something that he cherishes, that I cherish. I cherish this moment right now. We have like 15 minutes before he goes off to work, and we're just talking. We're reconnecting our minds and building, and he just said something very good.
Positive reinforcement.
Talk about it.
You know, positive reinforcement. I don't. Besides that positive reinforcement term, I don't know exactly how to coin it yet. But the things that we learn, Sam, the things that we see from others and we take from others, is inherent, is innate behaviors for us.
We know most of it, but a lot of times we have these conversations with people.
It reinforces.
They're saying things that we know, and it's a different perspective from him or her or it. You know what I'm saying?
Different
but we know it already.
Perspectives. We feel it. We know it, and then a lot of times, hearing it or learning it from somebody else, relearning it from somebody else, just makes us stronger. Literally puts those posts in your back to make you stand up a little bit straighter. You don't need someone else to tell you this. But then again, we all need someone else to tell us this. And when we say these or this things, that's vague, but it's the positive reinforcements in life, or even the negative influences you see and you know better. It's like when you're eating unhealthily, when you eat that Taco Bell or that fast food and your body feels like crap, you know that you're putting bad food in your body, intake, outtake. Or when you start eating the original Mexican quesadilla, from traditional Mexicans, and that is so healthy that it gives you energy after you eat it because of the ingredients inside of it. We know better, but it takes that reinforcement to push us on the right track. Sometimes I don't know why we need it, but then again, maybe it's healthy.
Ali, how are you starting in terms of focusing? So why don't you just give them a little bit of a background on what you're doing right now? The 9 to 5, that's great, but
right.
The politics here, the unity community.
You know, my father is an imam and my mother is an English teacher, so educator, and they just taught me something. They helped build. They helped build me up. Obviously, my first teachers, and I've always wanted to give back, and I believe that you could give back and do that well before you have all the riches in the world.
Power. Okay. Perfect. So you're saying you don't have to be a president, you don't have to be an official leader to start making change.
The poorest man may have the most wisdom.
So I think a lot of problems with people, especially in our generation, I actually hate talking about generations, but just people in general, is they feel like they don't have a platform to actually speak and change. So one thing you said in your TED Talk, and I'll say it again, baby, is how are we the people going to live together as one, right? You said it in 3 questions. So how can people watching this right now get out and change in their neighborhood, wherever they live?
Create. Make humans create again. Make America create again. We've been talking about it. It's full circle, right? We need to create these opportunities. We need to create these thought patterns. We need to create this reinforcement because we're on similar pages. We're on similar paths, or at least we can be. So let's move forward.
And I think it starts with self-actualization.
Yes.
You have to know yourself.
Yes.
And I don't think when people are comfortable with themselves, there's no way they're going to be comfortable with John over there by the fire hydrant. Going to him and saying, hey man, listen, you just stepped in dog poop. You know what I'm saying? It's a tiny, small things like, wow, if I go up to him and say, hey man, you just stepped in dog poop, that's going to put me in an awkward situation because I could have warned him that there's dog poop over there. It's like, you could have avoided that whole situation if you were just comfortable with yourself. Think about me, if I was in that situation, you know what I'm saying?
And if I saw you, I would yell across the street because I know you. But if somebody else, I might not, or when your friend has something in their teeth. You know? And it's just, I guess it's interesting because, and it's difficult because we're recording live and we have this constant stream of thoughts, but
that's why we need to start recording live, because we're always, dude, me and you, we've always been talking about these things. And we just met each other maybe like less than a year or whatever it is, but like, that's why I started this, because from very humble way, there's a lot of things that I say in conversations and experiences in my life that I want to share with everybody else.
Yeah.
So they could actually, because I'm still learning about myself, I'm still getting to know myself, but as I'm doing this, I want to share it with people.
Well, we're taught to, what I was going to say, and I lost a thought for a second, was we're taught to identify with or as someone else.
Our people.
This is what the constraints around us, this is what the institutionalized organizations, the institutions have taught us to identify as something else other than ourselves, when we need to identify as ourself.
Yeah.
As Sam, as Ali.
Yeah.
As human beings, not as Democrats, not as Republicans, not as salesmen, not as servers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, the first thing they do in America is ask you what you do.
Yeah.
You go home with a girl or a guy, and their parents ask you, "What do you do?"
Yeah.
In Colombia,
yeah, it's so true.
And they don't ask you those questions. They ask you how you are, how are you feeling.
Yeah.
How do you? You know what I mean?
So different, dude. Societies in so many different countries are so different. I'm reading a book right now called Status Anxiety.
Okay.
It's about getting over societal norms and self-actualization, and actually once you get over that, you can be comfortable with yourself. But yeah, wow, yeah.
We need to learn how to identify as ourselves, and how can we learn something if it's not taught to us? So we have these innate feelings. Not everybody has that.
Just be different. Just be different.
Act
Don't worry
boldly,
about
think
what everybody else
differently.
is telling. At a 21-year-old, 32-year-old.
Act boldly, think differently.
Yeah, act boldly, think differently. That's really good. Act boldly, think differently. The way from you, the will from God.
Live with
or
the
the
purpose.
will, you know,
Yes.
me and you, the will from God, whatever it is for someone else watching this.
I don't. The signs. Some people don't like those sayings. Some people don't like anecdotes. Some people
too cliche.
don't like cliches. But I was always that kid looking at the signs on the walls in the classrooms, in the halls.
I love
Think positively. Think outside the box.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I
saw
that in high school.
Why do you think they're there? Why do you think they're
there? For
there?
guys like me and you, and girls like them too. Yeah.
For everyone, because those seeds are planted and they develop differently, cultivate differently.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're innate. We're just
positive reinforcement, full circle.
Yeah.
My brother.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that we know.
And we love you.